As promised, I'm going live today with Maria and her dog Willie. I'm an animal communicator and I'll do a live telepathy with her dog. I'm waiting for her to participate on this live here on Instagram. I'm very excited about meeting her again. I think Maria and I got acquainted because I had a radio show on MTV Radio in Denmark, and I think Maria listened. Maria, you need to add the click on the participate button. So I had this radio show on MTV Radio in Denmark, and she listened to me all the way from the United States. There she is. I'm waiting. Very excited. There! Hello!
Willie!
Say hi,
Hi.
Willie. Hey! How are
Hey.
you?
I'm good.
Your
We're good.
Wi-Fi
How are
is...
you doing? Is it
I'm
good?
good. Your Wi-Fi...
I have full
Your
Wi-Fi here.
Wi-Fi is... Oh, you do?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Let's do this. Anyways,
Oh,
so usually where can you tell the followers where are you usually located? Because I remember we met. I think you contacted me because I went on this MTV radio show, right?
yes, I think that's what it was. Yes. Usually I'm in Florida, but we're home every summer. So here we are right now. But yeah,
Yeah,
I think I don't know, 3 years ago, maybe 19, I think. Yeah,
three or
I think so.
4 years ago, I think. Yeah. Okay.
And it was just very,
And
yeah, what you did, and you know.
so now it's Willie's turn to get a telepathy and not a clairvoyance as you did the last time.
Yeah, exactly. Last time it was about my dad who passed away many, many years ago, and everything you said was on point, things you could have never known. So I was blown away. And I think as far as Willie, it's just obviously it's hard to communicate with a dog on certain levels, but there are certain things about him that I just don't know. I don't know if he's lonely, if he's sad, if he's very, very. I can barely leave him alone. I can barely leave him alone. If I leave him alone for a few days with somebody at my house, if I have to go and I can't bring him, they tell me he doesn't eat, he doesn't sleep, he's whining, and then and I think I mentioned to you that he's obsessed with other certain animals. Will
That's cute.
he will try and hurt himself to get to be with other animals, and there I don't know, it's one of those things where I think, I don't know, is he lonely, I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will figure it out. Don't you worry. So doing an animal communication or a reading, telepathy reading with Willie, um, starts by me looking into his eyes because the eyes are, the way into his soul. And then he will send me pictures in front of my inner eyes. He'll send me emotions. So I have to use my empathic skills. And he'll send me thoughts, which will sound like the sound of my own voice. But I'm hopefully way too trained to not be confused that it's him who's sending this. And I will gather the three things and tell you that Willie says, but he's not saying anything, and he will get very tired after today. He might drink more water than usually, Maria, so don't you worry about it if you'll see that happening, okay?
Okay. I'm trying
All right.
to
Can you be in the picture, the both of you?
let's see. Here we go.
There you go. Or it will be fine because I have a picture of him in front of me, but I think it's good that the followers are able to see him. But to me, it's important that I can see you as well. All right. So are you ready, Maria?
I'm ready. Are you ready, Willie?
Okay, let's do it. All right.
I know.
Just a minute. I'll just connect with him. Okay. So the first thing he says, I'm telling him, will you talk to me? And he says, yeah, but what do you want?
Yeah.
And so he's kind of skeptic, like, hey, what do you want?
Mm.
And I tell him, I just want to communicate with you and understand you better. And your mom has questions for you. So that's basically my job. And whenever I say your mom, he's all, yay, my mom. And he's so, he's ready and he's willing to communicate. So first, I ask him if he can tell me his personality profile. And as you know, I've written this book, Lay Your Paw in Mine.
Yeah.
And I have 6 animal personalities, and I'm showing them to Willie. And I ask him, can you recognize yourself in one or several of these personality profiles? And he says, yes, 3 of them, 3 out of the 6.
Really?
I
Okay.
3.
Well,
So I am the playful one, I am the sensitive one, and I am the king. So
yeah.
I asked him if he can give me more details about each single personality profile. So let's start with the playful one. Just a minute. He says, it's very important to know this fact about me, that I have a tendency to jump into gear number 5 and then my battery is dead. So I have lots of energy and then I crash. Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So I ask him if it's a problem to him that he use all this energy in 15 minutes or 20 minutes, and
Yeah.
then he's tired for the rest of the day. And he says no,
Okay.
it's not a problem.
That's good to know because that's what I'm thinking sometimes. I'm thinking, okay, he sleeps all day. If we're not out walking, he sleeps all day. And then
Mm.
usually after dinner, he'll have 15 minutes of just zooming around. And then
Well,
and then he'll go to sleep and I'm thinking, but why? Well, why, I just but
it's like Marie, it's like a child that's so excited about Christmas Eve. So when the day finally arrives, they have
yeah,
no energy left. So
right.
he's becoming 6 years here, July 18. You've written to me in an email,
Yeah,
but he's so young in his mind
yeah,
when he's the playful one,
right.
like a little kid. Okay.
Okay.
Um,
So he's good with that. He doesn't necessarily need more.
No, and he tells me that he prefers to play with you rather than other dogs, because when he meets other dogs, he becomes the king. So that's kind of another role where he's very, majestical, waiting for them to meet him, and he's
Yeah,
like almost freezing in the meeting.
yeah, that's true. Because he either he doesn't want to see them, talk to them, whatever at all, or he tries to sort of dominate them. There's no in between.
Right. No, there's no let's giggle, let's play. There's just this
Yeah,
guy.
yeah,
So
yeah.
becoming the playful one, it has to be you and your family members. Most
Okay.
basically you, but okay, we'll get to the relations
Okay.
after. So yeah, you can recognize your dog, yeah?
Yeah.
Good.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So I asked him about and to the followers that are joining now, I have never met Willie. I think that's important to tell them that I'm located in Denmark. Usually, Willie is located in Florida, and right now you are visiting Denmark
Yes.
because that's where you're from.
Yes.
Um, so I asked him about the sensitive personality profile, and he says it's very important that all family members are happy, sound, in balance, and he doesn't like if people are sad. This is pretty logic for an animal, but he's very, very alert and focused on all the family members are happy.
Oh.
Uh, I'll
Yeah.
go and ask him later about the family members. I'll just take his personality profiles first. I asked him if he's physically sensitive, and he says no. Uh, he likes kind of the stronger the better, or the firmer the better. You know,
Hmm.
you get it. Like some animals, if you do like this, they'll be, it's going to be way too much. But
Yeah.
he kind of feels like a baby. You need to wrap some things around. It feels safe.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Does it make sense?
It does. It does. Absolutely.
Okay, good,
Yeah.
good. And then I
Yeah.
asked him about the king. He mentioned it before about meeting other dogs. He says, I'm I see myself as a king when I'm with my mom because I get to be her protector, and meeting other dogs, it can go like two separate ways. When I meet other dogs that are playful or younger than me or females, I get very majestical because I know that I have to be the proud one. And I,
It's
sorry.
it's actually it's very true. He's yeah. Yeah. It
So
makes
kind of like he put this cape on or the crown on, like now I need to be the grown up here.
right.
um,
Really?
and he says, when I meet other dominant dogs, which are male dogs,
Yeah.
I get a little bit frustrated because they need to respect my space.
Yeah.
And if they enter my space first, I get a little bit upset.
Yeah.
So I'm sending this energy out when I meet other male dogs, like move,
Yeah.
move. This is my road. This is my
Yeah.
street. You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Um,
Absolutely.
and that's just a normal behavior for a king, I
Yeah.
think. Okay,
I guess so. I guess so.
good. So now let's go to the relations. I have the first names of your family members. So I'm showing them to Willie, and I ask him who to go for. My mom. I cannot even finish my sentence. So I ask him, what do you have to say about your mom? And to all followers today, animals will only tell good things to their human beings, because a
Oh,
lot of people are so afraid if their dog or horse or cat or whatever uh, doesn't like the family members, and they don't have that ego
right.
inside of their souls. Yeah.
Right. Right. Yeah.
So I'll tell you this by interpreting his energy like I'm him. Okay.
Hmm.
You are my queen. You are my soulmate. You are my mom. You are my world. You are, it's like a song, my everything. You are are my protector as I am yours. Um, I have always healed you your entire life through all your pain and through everything that's been difficult for you. You have seeked more comfort in me rather than I'm sorry, your husband, because there are, it's, without it being too personal, Maria, I can tell you this when we finish our live, but what I want to tell you when we know people are watching, you're at some points a difficult woman to understand for other people, because you are on one side such a strong woman, and on the other side you are so sensitive,
Hmm.
and in your sensitiveness or sensitivity, you feel so very much lonely.
Hmm.
And being lonely, you are never alone with Willie,
But
because
does
he has your back.
yeah, he does.
uh, does that make sense to you?
Yeah. No, it really does. It really does. Sebastian, I'm sorry. Sorry about that. Can you close the door, please? Okay, thank you.
So you wanted to ask him why he follows you like a 3-year-old kid constantly, also to the bathroom, right?
Yeah, he really does. I mean, I guess it's normal. I hear it happens all the time, but I really do wonder. He can be sleeping for hours. Then I get up and walk to the bathroom, and he follows me and he whines outside the door. But yet he was just sleeping for hours and gets up when I get up to follow me around and yeah, I don't know. It's just it's a little concerning sometimes. I wonder if he thinks I'm going to leave him. I normally take him everywhere, so I don't know where it comes from, you know. But
Um, I don't know where you got him from, but he shows me a picture in front of my inner eye in a kind of a house where he was a puppy and he got separated from the mom. So they kept the puppies in one room and the mom could rest in another room.
yeah,
And when the buyers should meet the puppies, the mom wasn't there. Can you recognize this picture?
I got him from a place that they had all kinds of they had all kinds of little puppies there that weren't. He's a full on Frenchie, but apparently his tail was too long for us for breeders to want him. And
Mm-hmm.
nose wasn't flat enough and stuff like that. Just ridiculous, silly stuff. But I think so. He was put in a place where just get rid of him, sort of thing, which is awful. Um, so I'm lucky I got him. But that's all I know. And he's from Tampa, from Florida.
Okay, so it makes sense that he got separated way too young from the mom, I guess.
Yeah, I think so because I got him when he was 12 weeks old, and he was already at that other place, being separated from his mom weeks before that.
If
Yeah, yeah.
good. Okay, so it makes sense. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, because he says, yeah,
Oh,
okay, because he
oh,
says, um, yeah,
oh,
I'm afraid of losing you, mom. I'm afraid of being separated from you because this is what I know. This is my world. I don't want to be separated from my mom ever. I get so sad now. I don't
yeah,
want to be separated from my mom or from you, mom, ever again. So I take the liberty to tell him that he will not, okay? Because it kind of stresses him out that he's worried to be separated from you.
sure. Oh, yeah,
I tell him you will not be separated, and he says, "Are you sure?" And I tell him I cannot promise you anything because life happens, but I
yeah.
can promise you that I will tell you, Maria, every single time you go into another room, you'll tell him, I'm going to go to the bathroom, I'm going to get out in an hour or 15 minutes, or I'm going to leave now for 2 days and you can't come with me, and I'm coming home in 2 days from now. And then you must trust that he understands the time.
Yeah, yeah, that's the thing. Yeah.
So, so please inform him about your whereabouts. I'm going to the kitchen, or I'm going to the bathroom, or I'm going on a holiday, and I will be back at. Okay,
Yeah, just
and
some
then
sort of. Okay. Yeah. Well, that makes sense
uh,
then, because I'm thinking, why would he be asleep for hours, and then when I get up, that's when he wakes up and he follows me everywhere.
sure, sure, yeah, because
That makes sense. Yeah.
this is a trauma he got
Yeah.
as a youngster, right?
Oh,
So you can help him to tell his nervous system every day, it's not going to happen, this is not going to happen, I'm going to be back. But you need to tell him where you're going and when you're going to be back.
okay.
Okay,
Will do. Thank you. Oh, yeah.
you're
Yeah.
welcome. Okay, so I know that your husband Ken would like to know what Willie thinks about him, and I
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
your sons names, Joe and Seth, too. So
Mhm.
just a minute, I'm going to go with the three boys names, and he can pick and choose who he wants to talk about first. Sorry, Ken, it's not you. It's Seth. It's your son, Seth.
Okay.
And please forgive me if I mix up the energies of your sons. Okay,
That's
just a
okay.
minute. So Willie tells me that Seth is both of your sons are sensitive, but Joe is the more quieter one, and Seb is the more outgoing one
Yeah.
of your boys.
Oh yeah.
And Willie says that Seb is very stubborn. He's very, very confident. Seb thinks he can conquer the world, and it can be very difficult being a kid to understand you can't always conquer the world, and you can't always get your will, or you cannot not always come first. You cannot always fix everything yourself.
Right.
And Willie thinks he's sending Seb a lot of love every day to try and calm his nervous system, because Seb is so ambitious in everything.
Definitely. Too funny.
Yeah,
Over the top. Yes. Yes. Overly confident. Absolutely. Everything you said.
everything Willie said.
Yeah.
And going out in the world with that confident, when you stick your nose out, you will get beaten.
Yeah.
So Willie is trying to send that love and healing to your youngest son, Seb. Calm down, calm down. It's like he's trying to get older before age,
Yes.
and you have your whole life in front of you, Seb.
Yes. It makes sense. We always say he's an old soul.
That's funny. Yeah, that's funny.
Absolutely. He needs to spend more time with Willie, I think. That's
I
it.
think because that would calm him down.
Yeah, absolutely. Get him grounded a little bit. Yeah,
Right.
makes sense.
Then he says Ken.
Okay.
I'm asking him why he's not picking Joe. Okay, again, this is very personal. The most private things I'll tell you after a live and not live, okay? He says, okay, to balance your two children, I can talk about Joe now, but Joe is like my mom. You are so similar. You are so difficult to get a hold of and to understand, because Joe has his own inner world where he's not willing to communicate what's going on inside of him. And he's not supposed to. So don't be frustrated with him when there are things he's not telling you, because you need to trust. If it's bad enough, he will tell you everything.
Right.
I know.
I believe yes. Yeah. Yeah.
And not trusting that he's capable of handling problems on his own is like telling him he's not good enough. So that's why he gets so frustrated, like, I got this,
Wow.
mind your own
Yeah.
business.
So absolutely. That's exactly what it is. I know. I my husband and I talk about this a lot. We need to back off and just, especially me, I back off and just let him do what he does and make his own mistakes and learn from that. He says that. He said, I'm not a baby. I'm not a baby. I'm like, I'm sorry. I know you're not,
and
you know.
and
Right.
willie
Yeah.
says and willie says taking a leap of faith, or let go of control or mommy love,
Yeah.
will make him grow.
Okay. Got it. It makes sense. It's
uh,
good to have someone on the outside, because it's always a little harder when you're in it.
in it.
Yeah.
Right. Right. Okay.
It makes a lot of sense. A lot.
Isn't it amazing what your dog is capable of telling here?
Yes. I'm
It's
still,
just
I don't, I don't get it, and I don't need to get it, but I see what it is, and everything you said is on point. Everything. Makes
thank you.
crazy and scary, but you've proven it before, so I have no doubts whatsoever, and it all makes sense. It does. It really does.
Okay. Let's go with your husband Ken, because he would very much like to know what Willie
I
thinks about him.
really thinks of him, like his role. Um,
Mhm. You are the fun goofy guy who wants to make my mom happy and the provider. Um, I I know that you love me and I know that you're my dad, but you're not the rock in this family. My mom is.
Mm,
I'm sorry. So uh, to Willie, you are the number one,
mm.
and then he feels that Ken, that you are the rock for Ken, not the other way around. So if you weren't in the family, your family would crash. So you are a very, very important role in this family. And even though Ken is out being the provider, financially or whatever, um, I'm so sorry to say this. You could do fine. Okay. You would survive without Ken, but Ken wouldn't be able to survive without you. That's what
Oh
Willie
my,
says.
is that what you say, Willie? Oh,
um, well, I think you should take it as a compliment to you, Maria, how important you are in the family. And it, it it's like my dad likes to talk to me when he gets home. He loves me and he likes to play with me, but maybe only for 5 minutes. But he's not the caretaker. He's not the stable caretaker every day.
right, right,
You
right.
are.
Makes sense. Yeah, yeah, it makes
Okay.
sense.
Okay. So you want to ask, uh, he has a huge fascination for horses and donkeys.
Horses and donkeys. He will hurt himself, put himself through. I mean, he ran through fences to get through to these big Arabic horses, running around playing with them. He gets the shakes. He whines. He wants to be them. I think he thinks he is a horse sometimes, but it's
Okay.
fascinating because it's horses and donkeys.
Okay, I'll ask. Just a minute. I'll ask him. Can you tell the difference with chickens or pigs, or can you tell the difference?
Um,
Because
I mean, they're interesting, but not like horses. Not like the bigger.
okay, I get it.
What? What?
Okay, so he says whenever I'm strolling for a walk, remember I'm the king. I put this majestical cape on or crown on. So whenever I see a bit an a horse or a donkey, I'll try to go into details in a minute, but whenever I see a creature like that, so majestical as well, I feel like we are soulmates. I feel like we are the same kind.
Yep, that's what I thought.
And I asked him, what about a bird or a pig? And he says, nope, because they're not as intelligent as the horses are.
Right.
So I asked him, how can you tell? How do you know? And he says, duh, I communicate with them. We
Right.
talk. Okay, sorry. I asked him what the difference is. He says the birds, the chickens, and the pigs have this thing in common. They only focus about food and themselves. They are not looking up or are interested in me or other human beings. They're only interested in themselves.
Okay.
But when I go out on the field or you know every time kind of land and we meet horses or donkeys, they are so interested in
They are.
other souls,
They are.
and they look up like, hey, who are you? Or they
Yeah.
come running towards you.
Yeah.
Well, and so to Willie, they are more intelligent because they are more focused on the collective.
Yeah. That makes sense because those are the ones he runs to. When he can smell them or see them, he's off. There's no one can stop him, and he wants to be um, a part of them. He feels somehow connected for sure, and they do always come to him as well. They're always interested in sniffing him or, just taking a good look at him.
And it's because of his energy. Because I asked Willie, aren't you afraid that they're gonna run you over, or And he said, no, they're not. He's so confident they're not gonna hurt me.
Yeah.
And he says when they sniff at me, they sense me and who I am. This is their way of getting to know me. So I get so happy, so I want to kiss them back. So I
Yeah.
lick them all over the face.
That's he does that. He licks them all over their faces, literally.
If I could,
all over.
Like that.
All
Because he kind of, they do it differently, he says, because when I sniff, and he says, let me just say this, there's nothing wrong with my nose.
Right.
Okay.
No.
So he says, when I sniff, I maybe do like twice. It only requires 2 sniffs from me, and then I sense it immediately. But the horse or the donkeys do it like 4 to 8 times, like before they got the full sense out of me. So that would be kind of the same, like doing, and I want to return it. So then I lick them in the entire face.
Literally, that's what he does.
So he mirrors what they do, because Willie thinks they're doing when they're doing. So he does the same.
Oh.
Does it make sense?
Yes, it does. Oh. Oh.
So super cute.
That is okay. So that makes sense now. The reason why that's with them and not all animals, but certain animals.
Reflects. Yeah, because if a cat did like that once, he would do it once.
Okay. Okay.
Try and focus on it, and then text me if it's true. If you can see that he mirrors the meeting.
Yeah.
So meeting another dog, if a dog did like that, he would do like that.
Okay, I'll make sure to notice that.
Yeah, try and focus on it. So your last question, is he lonely because he's your only dog, and is he okay? That was your.
Yeah, because he sleeps a lot, and they do. I get it, but sometimes I wonder, and especially when I see him around other animals, certain animals anyway, he gets he gets pretty obsessive. So I don't know if that's what it is, that he's lonely, or if it's just, I don't know. Nice to know.
This is super interesting. He says, no, I'm not lonely because I have you and the entire family and friends around me. But you consider loneliness like you compare that we need to be the same race, or we need to be human to human, or dog to a dog. But to me, Willie says, a soul is a soul. And I'm surrounded with you souls all the time. So how can I be lonely?
Yeah.
So he's not. He's not.
Good. That makes me very happy.
So do you have other questions, or do you feel that we answered whatever was on your mind?
No, you definitely answered those questions. Just a few things that I was a little concerned about, but that makes complete sense. Everything you're saying makes sense. So it makes me feel better, because I can't talk to him, so I'm gonna just try and relax, and whatever we got going on is fine. It's good, and he's happy, and I'd need to play a little more with him, but not too much.
Yeah.
Oh, it's good. No, I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Mm?
I think, wow. I'm gonna let my friends know, because it's very frustrating. Obviously, you can't talk to your pets, and all you want is the best for them, obviously. And if you can, you can communicate those things, and it's pretty amazing.
Thank you. I think that all of us are able to communicate with animals. I'm not the only one person in the world that are able to do telepathy, but I think it's difficult for most animal owners to trust their intuition, because I think in many ways I've just confirmed what you already know today.
Yeah, or what I thought that I but you know, I wasn't sure, you know, and I think it's always good to have someone, like I said, on the outside to sort of look in. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
you have your intuition, of course, and it's a good thing, and usually, yeah, it's good, but it's nice to have it confirmed. It really is.
That's good. So I loved helping you, and remember that Willie can be more tired today. I'm gonna say goodbye to him, telepathical, and I'm gonna text you in a minute, so we can just,
Thank
talk in a
you.
minute.
Thank
Okay?
you.
You're
Really.
welcome. Thank you. Bye bye,
Thank
Willie.
you. Bye. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye,
Bye.
Maria. Bye.